Hi.
Welcome to the Know. I'm Turney.
I'm Haywood.
Back to the grind, everyone. Today's forecast slightly cloudy with a 10% chance of apocalypse.
That's like down from last week.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That cheery start to your Monday is brought to you by the Global Challenges Foundation, who have now released a report showing the likelihood of our doom sometime in the next century.
Not so bad. The Global Challenges Foundation, based in the UK, where else, exists solely to stop the human race from being willfully ignorant about our growing list of impending catastrophes.
Yeah, their favorite activities include chicken littling about pandemics, global warming, and, oh yeah, nuclear war. That's my personal favorite.
Yeah, they're real hits at parties, which all British people really are. Founded in 2012, the GCF was created to reduce the risk of large global catastrophes that could threaten humanity and facilitate solutions to mankind's big new problems.
So they're kind of like a sort of lame Justice League.
Yeah, semi-lame.
They're conscientious Justice League.
Oh, that's their superpower, being aware.
Well, instead of superpowers, they just have pessimism and statistics.
No.
But,
Again, so British. I can't say it enough. Every year, the GCF releases a report meant to alarm all of us about the current state of the doom meter for the planet Earth. And this year's study indicates that we're more likely to die in an extinction level event than we are to die in a car crash.
That's terrifying.
Yes.
Yeah. According to them, the number might be as high as a 9.5 chance of human extinction within the next 100 years.
Now, you might be saying to yourself, oh, big deal. Like, this stuff could kill me in the next 100 years. Like, car crashes, for one. And you'd be right.
The risk of dying in a car crash in the U.S. each year is just about 1 in 9,395, or about 0.01%. Obviously, that number is super small. So yeah, lots of activities are statistically more dangerous than cars.
But when you multiply those chances out over the courses of a lifetime, the odds change. So over 100 years, that 1 in 9,395 turns into 1 in 120 thanks to compounding probability.
Oh, thanks for nothing again, math.
Ah.
So, where do we get that 9.5% number for human extinction? Well, that comes from an annual estimate of global warming catastrophe from the Stern Review, which is the UK's main yearly report about climate change.
So much stuff coming out of there. That's so fun. The Stern Review claims each year that we have a 0.1% chance of a world-ending global warming event. So, what did the GCF do in their report? Well, they basically applied the same compounding probability math to that number that they did to the risk of dying in a car accident.
Which means that, per their report, we have a 9.5% chance of going extinct in our lifetime. For them, the 0.1% number we get every year is extremely misleading, and that we all need to be super alarmed about the mystery world enders waiting around every corner.
According to the GCF, we make necessary concessions to stop people from dying in car accidents, regulating seatbelt use, for instance. They also point out that governments take huge steps to mitigate natural disasters, so why not potential extinction level events?
Yeah, in their minds, it is important that the global community works to reduce the risk of catastrophic events which would have a global scope.
The report goes on to give us hopeful factoids like our 1 in 1,250 chance of being wiped out by an asteroid, between a 1 in 20 and a 1 in 2 chance of the UK losing 1% of its population to pandemic, and the fact that we're overdue for a world-ending supervolcanic eruption.
Yeah, the last one of those happened about 70,000 years ago in Indonesia, and data suggested we should expect one every 50 to 70,000 years.
And it doesn't really stop there. The GCF also stokes the fear fires with talks about engineered pandemics, the current size of nuclear arsenals, and the likelihood of governments to attack one another. By the way, India and Pakistan are their most likely nuclear warfare candidates, and they even suggest that AI could kill us all by 2050.
This is really cheerful. What a way to start my week.
If we go out like Ex Machina, I'm all for it.
She was well built.
All right. Well, the report makes for some snappy headlines and includes the kind of information that easily fits in our world is going down the crapper narrative that everybody loves. We're actually going to call bullshit on all this.
Yeah, for starters, lifetime probability compounding is a way of making lots of numbers seem even scarier than they really are. Yes, they can help us determine risks for things like cancer or heart disease across an overall population, but there are often so many other factors for determining risk of just about anything that can be represented by statistics alone.
We all know that many statistics can be technically correct and still completely misleading. For instance, the 50% divorce rate myth still gets spread despite not having been true for decades.
Bing! And just to be a downer here.
You jinxed it!
No, it's mine forever. And just to be a little bit of a downer here for a second, there are lots of things that are a bit more immediately dangerous to us than some nebulous global extinction that might be coming in the next century.
If you believe the math, there are plenty of other things more likely to kill you than asteroids, global warming, aliens, AI, Lions, tigers, bears. Oh my.
Like your birthday?
Oh, tell me.
According to social science and medicine, you're 25% more likely to die on your birthday. And it's almost 9% higher on Christmas Day, too.
No!
Yeah, that's according to UCLA and UCSD joint study. Both of those statistics have to do with people engaging in, I guess, more dangerous celebratory activities, sometimes involving alcohol.
Oh, irresponsible people. You're also more likely to die from an ATV accident than you are from a car accident, which is about 1 in 85.
That's not to mention some of the biggest killers like heart disease, cancer, stroke, Alzheimer's, and diabetes, which all still make for the highest causes of death in the world. In the US, heart disease is responsible for 1 in 4 deaths.
Again, we're not running through all these statistics to make you curl up in a ball or ignore the real problem of issues like nuclear warfare or the declining environment, but rather just trying to give you some very grim perspective.
Yeah, anything can kill you at any time, really. There's no reason to
Ryan
narrow
could
it
just
down to
wring
one
my
thing.
neck right now.
It's true. This light could collapse and destroy us.
Oh, God.
Often we tend to focus on fearing what we don't really understand while ignoring the risks that can creep up on us in everyday life. Things like heart disease, so maybe one less cheeseburger, actually that's at me, or making the choice to drink and drive, for instance.
Or to not drink. Let's be very clear there.
Yes,
make the choice to not drink.
You made the
don't
choice
do
to
that.
drink it. Well,
yeah, you make the choice to drink, but make the choice not to
I understand
drive.
it, choosing is really difficult when drunk.
Yeah, so throw your keys away. That's how you do. Uber. All right. There are just as many statistics, by the way, out there showing that our world is a much safer, more peaceful, better place than it's ever been, which runs totally contrary to something like the GCF report or what you constantly hear on the news or hear on YouTube.
Like right now.
Yes.
Since the 1990s, homicide rates have fallen drastically all around the world, even as things got tough during the economic recession. The rate of people in the world living in poverty has dropped by half in the last couple decades.
The average life expectancy has also increased by 7 to 10 years in that same time frame.
There are fewer wars being fought around the planet, and with far lower death tolls than many other wars in history. The world is basically more prosperous and less dangerous than it's ever been.
And as for the GCS concerns about nuclear war and global warming, well, those are very real, absolutely. However, the number of nuclear warheads around the country has dropped from the mid-60,000s in the 1980s to around 15,000 today.
Yeah, to be fair, a lot of work is still left to be done on this front. Countries are giving up weapons, yes, but they're also developing ways to deliver bigger payloads more efficiently.
And as for global warming, the Paris Agreement is a huge step in the right direction between cooperating national interests and the future of the environment.
Yes, we have plenty to be worried about in our lifetime, but overall, human progress is moving in exciting, better directions, no matter what anybody on social media tells you.
So while you can suck it with your doomsday scenarios, GCF, we're also, we're saying it's kind of cool, I guess. We're all gonna die anyway on our birthdays before we let some asteroid kill us, so it's fine.
While we're riding an ATV.
Yes.
And eating a cheeseburger. So what do you guys think of the statistic claiming that we've got a 10% chance of going extinct in the next 100 years? Too low? Too high? Do these nerds need to go outside and live a little, but not on ATVs or drinking?
Yeah, please don't. For future doom reports, like hopeful statistics, like this video and subscribe to the Now.
Seriously, we just told them all everything's going well. That's when shit gets real, right?
There's so many people in there. It's actually a riot. It's not a meeting. We're all gonna die.
The apocalypse is happening
It's
now.
right there. That's actually where your illness is gonna start spreading.
Oh,
Fucking
the
eating.
engineered slash
Let
whatever
me go out on
pandemic.
an ATV on my birthday and not at the fucking Monday morning
While
meeting.
drinking. According to them, the number might be as high as 9.5. Sorry, it's a quote. According to them, the number might be as high as a 9.5. Yeah, the risk of dying in a car crash in the U.S. each year is just about 9,395, or about 0.01%.
You left out the one there, so it's just like
One in.
903.
That comes from an annual estimate of global warming catastrophe. I lied to you.
You did.
Global warming catastrophe.